happening, y'all? Welcome back. It is Monday, April 10th, and we're here for another fun edition of the Creatia Conversation, the number one news source for all that nerd-ish on Pornhub. I am your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. T Money, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC. And I am joined today, once again, by the honorary Oos of Creation World at the Will Gray. How you doing, Will?
Travis, always a pleasure, my friend. Looking forward to it. We've got lots of fun stuff. I was on Instagram copying the Instagram story over onto mine, and it was the first time I put eyes on the thumbnail. And I was like, well, this is going to be an episode. This is going to be an episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some fun today. And those of you who are not aware, if you somehow didn't see the thumbnail and didn't see the title of this episode, we have a fun story today that you all probably not aware of. And I'm going to put y'all up on game because I'm paying attention. All right. But, Will, before we get into that, what you been up to? What you been watching? What you been playing? All that good stuff.
I have been inevitably just grinding through this Fortnite season. They've changed so much, adding the augments in. It's like giving you that ability to start building custom loadouts in Fortnite. I still love the fact they took out and added the no build feature. So it's just a run and gun style shooter. I've been grinding a lot on that. I started Suits, which is this cool show about this lawyer type guy. I'm only a couple episodes in, but he's like this super genius. And he never went to law school.
Real Southern there for a second.
What?
When you said lawyer.
Lawyer?
Yeah, you said lawyer.
He's a lawyer. But he's a super genius. So he never went to law school. He never passed the bar. Or he passed the bar by not going to law school, rather. Okay. And the whole show is how he's smarter than all these other lawyers. And without ever having.
I didn't mean to try to make you self-conscious of it. It was
there's only. I mean, honestly, I sound like I was raised by a bunch of Midwesterners because I was. My mom's from South Bend, Indiana. Mm-hmm. So most 90% of the time I speak like somebody from the Midwest, but every now and then that Southern drawl comes out, and I like cornbread. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh man. Okay. So that's what you got. You got the new you got Suits you're watching and the new season of Fortnite.
Just grinding on Fortnite, trying to get all those skins that do nothing for the game, but they look freaking cool.
I mean, things that look cool are cool. I get it.
Yeah.
Not much new on my end. Two new things. We watched the trailer for this movie on this show. I don't remember who I was with, but I remember watching it here. It was it's on Netflix, the movie called Chupa. Where like this family, they gotta find a baby chupacabra. And yeah, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It was one of those like, oh, this was one you could watch with the family and stuff. It's a good, fun little time with a cute little baby chupacabra.
I think that would be fun to watch. Is it kind of is it more of a comedy? Do they kind of make it like fun? Yeah. Like, is it a super? Okay. Well, then yes, absolutely. I'm 1,000% behind it because that sounds like a blast.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing about the story of this kid. He got Mexican heritage, and of course, it's actually set in the 90s, which is critical because there are a lot of things on this, in this movie that occur that could have been solved very easily if somebody had a camera phone. But because they don't, it's the 90s, they don't have that. So it's just a lot of things like, oh, okay, all right. I can put myself in this spot and enjoy this a lot. But like the kid he's of Mexican heritage, people, and he's living in Kansas City at the time. Other kids make fun of him because, kids are awful. And, apparently a lot of them have racist parents who teach them racist things. So they, being weird about him being Mexican and all that kind of stuff. And he's learned to be more proud of his heritage and all that kind of stuff is going on. But at the same time, he's got his grandfather who was a famous Mexican wrestler, famous luchador, and they find a baby chupacabra and fun things ensue with the baby chupacabra. And of course, the government gets involved and then everything goes bad because the government's involved. But yeah, it's a fun movie. good time to have. But yeah,
Let's
I
do
recommend.
luchador wrestling and parazoology. I'm fucking down for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another thing I'm watching, which also we watched the trailer on here too. I believe I watched that with Mara, if I remember correctly. The show called Beef. It is Chupa, not Chula. Chupa.
Chupa not chola.
Yes, Chupa. But Beef. So first it's Ali Wong is in it. And I can never remember his full name. I think his first name is Steve, but he played Glenn on The Walking Dead. Um, we watched the trailer on here. It was kind of billed as a comedy. On Netflix, it's shown as a comedy drama. I don't remember laughing once so far.
That good, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I'm not enjoying this show. Like, it's one of those things. I believe we're 3 episodes in now. Like, we've watched 3 episodes of it. I'm just like, I don't really want to watch the rest of this. Like, it's just, I'm not enjoying this show at all. It's all just making me really uncomfortable, and not in the entertaining way, kind of uncomfortable. Because a lot of things that you watch make you uncomfortable, and I feel like there's a reason behind it, and you can still appreciate the show for what it is. But I'm not getting that from this show. It's just a bunch of bad shit that people are doing to people, and it's not funny.
Do you have a rule of thumb when you dive into a new show? Like, before I give you my answer, I'm curious about other people, the way they do this. If you're watching a show and it's a series, so there's obviously it's not a movie, multiple episodes or a multi-part documentary, whatever the case is. Do you have a set number of episodes you watch before you just cut it off and you're like, this fucking sucks, I don't want to watch it anymore? Like, do you have a number, or do you finish the whole first season and decide then? Like, how do you go about it?
I don't have a set number, but after I typically never judge something off the first episode.
Oh, for sure.
Because
Don't judge the pilot.
it's always, they're setting up the chess pieces. They're letting you know, like, okay, we're putting everything in position here. Cool. From there, I guess I would say I have not a number, but a rule that I frequently bend. But it's basically, I need to, once I'm a couple episodes in, I need to feel like either I'm enjoying it already, or I can see how I can start enjoying this soon. There needs to be something there that says, okay, they're setting something up that's going to be pretty cool happening later. If I'm not A, enjoying it yet, or B, seeing how I could enjoy this soon, I'm not going to keep giving it my time, because I just don't have that kind of time to give. There's so much other stuff out there I can be watching, which is part of the reason why, like I've talked about this before, why I just won't watch One Piece, because I've started watching it and I'm like, I'm not liking this. And I remember somebody saying, once you get to episode 56, like, I'm like, fuck that. No. Like, I am not watching 50 episodes of a television show before it gets good. I'm not doing it.
I will fast forward to that motherfucker.
Yeah, like, no.
For me, like, if I get about halfway through a season, like if I'm watching the first season of a show and I know, okay, there's 10 episodes, if by episode 5 or 6, I'm either, like you said, not going, okay, I can't wait to watch the next episode, or I'm going, I can't tell, I want to know where the twist is happening, or how is this gonna, close. Like, there has to be something to drive. One of the shows that wasn't that way was The Haunting on Hill House. Did you ever watch that on Netflix?
I've heard of it, but I never saw it.
Super slow. And then the last 2 or 3 episodes, you just fucking rock your socks. So, like, that was one of the exceptions where I was like, okay, they really stretched this build all the way out to the very end.
But you saw the build.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So it's just like, that's different than just this
getting there and not realizing why you walked that path. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden you're at from A to C and you're like, where the fuck did B go? You know, like, yeah. Okay, I was just out of curiosity, because I was curious about how, if you were watching a new show, if you went the whole season before you made a deciding factor or not.
I do typically, not typically, but I do sometimes, and I think it's usually with what I was saying earlier, if I can see they're building something here and it's going to turn into something good, where I'm like, oh, they're using this whole first season to set up the chessboard. Like that's what's happening here. And when that's the case, and I can see that that's the case, I'll go ahead and keep watching it with hopes that season 2 I know is going to be good. So it's just, it's different for certain things. Like I said, I have rules that I frequently bend. But speaking of things that can bend and rules that may or may not exist, let's get into some newsy time.
Newsy time.
And just jump right into what our highlight story of this episode is. You ready, Will?
I'm so excited for this. Like I said, as soon as I saw the thumbnail, I was like, I thought the same thing when I read the article, so I'm glad that we were on the same page with the direction this was going to go.
Yeah. So, Sony has put in a new patent. So, a new Sony patent shows a controller that can change temperature. The design could theoretically make players' hands warmer or cooler at certain points in the game. So, here's the article. Comes from VGC, Video Games Chronicle. Chris Scullion is the writer here. A new Sony patent application has been published for a controller that can change temperature during gameplay. As initially spotted by Xputer, the patent, which is simply named controller, could be partly made of a softer material rather than hard plastic. The material could be elastically deformable, such as a silicone gel-based material, and would be connected to a circuit that processes information. According to Sony, by making part of the controller out of this elastic material instead of hard plastic, it could make the controller, quote, capable of enriching haptic experiences. It also, however, states that a temperature control apparatus, such as a Peltier element capable of electrically changing temperature, may be provided on the front surface of or inside the elastic member. This would essentially mean that if a player comes across a hot or cold area in the game, the controller could receive an electrical signal that adjusts the temperature of the material. Theoretically, this could mean that if players enter a volcano or a snowy area in a game, the controller may be able to heat up or cool down accordingly. It should be noted that with every patent application, and even those who are granted, just because Sony has been working on this idea, it's not a confirmation that a future PlayStation system will have a controller that gets hot or cold depending on what's happening in the game. In 2020, another Sony patent was spotted for a controller that would gather biofeedback from a player's hands, such as their sweat, secretion, and heart rate, and change games accordingly. Now, Will Gray, you said we were both thinking the same thing here. And I'm going to put this in context with other news that we got last week about the new remote play handheld that's coming out. You put all these things together, Will, and what do you get? You get PlayStation sex toys, all right?
That's exactly what it is. 100%. 1,000. The moment, if you go all the way back to 96 when the N64 came out in the Rumble
with the
Pack.
Rumble Pack.
The first thing somebody did with it was go, man, this is going to feel great on my junk.
Yeah.
It's just science.
You know what pushes technology always?
It's the porn industry.
The porn industry is always pushing technology. People don't like to give it credit, but the porn industry pushes technology.
They picked VHS. They picked DVDs. They picked Blu-rays. Like
they picked the internet, sir. Like the internet runs because of porn. Like nobody wants to talk about it, but the truth is the internet exists the way it exists today because of porn. That's it. That's the answer. That's the reason. That's what it is.
That's facts. And anybody who's ever played the game, I made the joke about the Rumble Pack, but every female that has ever dated a gamer has made the joke about, ooh, I wish that controller vibrated like that for me. Like, it's always been there. These jokes literally are like the quintessential slow pitch softball out there. And now when you think about the fact that they're adding heating and cold elements, Travis, legitimately, they're making a dildo shaped controller.
Yeah.
Or a controller shaped dildo, rather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way you want to look at it.
Like,
that's what, that's what they're doing here.
And my thing is, like, they even talk about, like, you add that in with what they even said in this article. In 2020, another patent was spotted for a controller that would gather biofeedback from the player's hands. Yeah, they say in hands, but such as their sweat secretion and heart rate, and change games accordingly. So the controller that they can make combined with that to also see, yeah, how wet are you getting now? Oh, this is working. Do more of that. Like, it's just like, come on. Nobody else sees this?
You've seen Ready Player One, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the haptic suits that they're in, where they can simulate, meeting people and fighting people and having sex with people. Like, this is just us going towards that direction. Like, the whole concept, and, Allison's not here to tell me we can't go down the conspiracy theory rabbit holes. So, like,
we're going down that rabbit hole. We're going in all the holes right now, Will.
All the holes with fucking PlayStation controllers, yes. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen. But the point is like, that's what all of this is building to, is the fully immersed, like, augmented reality that video games, that movie literally presents. Like, all this is just one step closer to us moving towards that.
Combine that with PlayStation VR 2 that just came out recently, and there's like, there's really no reason for them to keep pushing this because it's not selling very well. The first VR headset did not sell very well, but they're still pushing this. You know why?
Because this is where we're going, Travis.
This is where we're going. Like, it's just like, I see it. I'm glad you see it. Like, it's just, come on.
We're either twisted, but you gotta look at the way they do the games. When you look at, okay, it started years ago where it was like, I can't wait till I have a game where I can actually run around and point, even if it's a fake one, you still get your pew pew and you get to pull the trigger like it's real. Like, and we've slowly got to the point now where you see people on the gyroscope treadmills where they can run and shift and pivot, and they're starting to get the technology to where we're able to do this. We're living, every person, every older millennial born in that mid to late 80s push. So people, me and you and Matt and all of our, that circle of us, we're literally getting to what we were, dreaming about when we were like 10 years old. Exactly. Like, when we first found porn, we were like, I can't wait till it's fully immersed. And it's like, and this is what Sony's doing here, ladies and gentlemen. They're taking us to this point.
Yeah, it's what's going to happen. It's what it is. Accept it, experience it, love it.
They're just giving the degenerates what they want. They're eventually going to make it to where we have no reason to touch grass ever again.
Exactly. I mean, and then they'll be like, well, you still got to exercise. Oh, no. We got that covered. You just said it. They got the whole gyro thing where you can be moving around when you're running and shooting. You're getting your cardio in. Like, it's just,
and they can check your heart rate for you so they know you're doing cardio. Like,
exactly. There's no reason.
The whole Big Brother concept behind all this. Like, they need my heart rate while I play video games? Really?
No, not at all. Not at all. Am I still going to give it to him? Yeah.
Absolutely. The same reason it's your face on your phone. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going to put a face ID on my phone. And now it's like, I'll be driving and Al will just hold it up to my face so it'll turn on. And I'm like, thank God for technology. Like, I never thought I would be that guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those, like, take my fingerprint, all that kind of stuff just right there.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be at a point one time where you're, like I said, you're on the little gyro playing your game, running with your little pew-pew in your hand, and it's going to, read all your bios. Like, looks like you're hungry. You want me to order a pizza for you right now? I know what kind you like. And it's
Would you like
20
to
minutes later, Papa John's is going to show up at your front door and drop it on your front porch. Your Ring doorbell is going to read and see that he's there. And you can like do a little blink or a wink on your headset to let him know, like, yep, I got it. And he's going to leave and get paid. Like, it's just...
I can't wait for the future to finally get here. I can't wait for the future. And the sex toy controllers are one step closer to the future.
And I say that, not even thinking that all the way through, because why would an actual pizza guy show up? It's going to be a drone that's going to drop that pizza on your front porch. Like,
then it'll just drop and then it'll take off.
Yeah. It's what it is. It's the world we're gonna live in, and you're gonna be doing that while you're riding your PlayStation controller
all night. What's the gameplay battery going to be like? That's going to be the next huge question: is how long do I get on this charge?
Which is a good question, because PlayStation controllers are notorious for losing their charge quickly. Like you gotta plug that thing in very frequently.
Because everybody knows there's nothing more frustrating to getting to the very end, right before you finish that boss, and then the batteries die, right?
Right. And you don't want to lose your charge before you finish the boss in that game, I tell you. But, well, I'm looking forward to this, like you said, but that's so far away. And we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. But there is something we can do about this today. And what you can do about that is go to Adam and Eve, because, Adam and Eve is the nation's largest marketer of adult products with millions of satisfied customers in the United States and all over the world. Founded in 1971, Adam and Eve is also one of the oldest names in the rapidly evolving adult industry. For more than 50 years, they have built a reputation as a trusted and reliable adult toy store that takes pleasure and privacy seriously. When you want to shop erotic toys, Adam and Eve has it all. Men and women, straight or gay, and anywhere in between, Adam and Eve has the adult toys you're looking for, including but not limited to vibrators, dildos, anal sex toys, bondage toys, couples toys, lube, sexy gifts, and accessories. Unlike other adult stores, Adam and Eve stands by all their products and offers a no questions asked return policy. So whether you've bought a dildo, sex swing, or penis ring, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. So go to adamandeve.com and use the code erotica to receive 50% off one item plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. That's adamandeve.creationworld.com and use code erotica to receive 50% off and free shipping. Link is in the description.
I wonder if they've got dildos made out of the same heat conducting gel that PlayStation's making their controllers out of.
They might, because the actual article doesn't say what the actual material will be. They just said what it could be. And they do use silicone to make these toys. So
I'm just saying, that's the direction. Just be honest, Travis. It's eventually going to be a point where it's going to be like, you're going to have a second controller that you have to sit on.
Yeah. Give your prostate a little tickle, Yeah. Embrace it, people.
That's where we're heading.
All right. We got some other news here, but what I want to do is I want to hop into a trailer real quick. So I'm going to ask you, I'd like to, give you a choice here. You want a game trailer or you want a movie/TV trailer?
Let's go game first.
Okay.
And thank you for that. I had no idea how we were going to segue from PlayStation sex toy controllers into anything the other articles we have to talk about today. Yeah. So thank you for that. I was like, I have no fucking clue how we're going to get to Minecraft with that.
Okay. So we're going to go games. Okay. Fantasy or sci-fi?
Let's go sci-fi.
There's a new Star Wars Jedi Survival trailer. So let's check that out.
Nice.
The final gameplay trailer is out. So let's check this out and see what we got coming. I'll eventually play the first one after I finish playing Legend of the Dragoon again.
I got really into what was the ones that were on Xbox.
You were only a child when they sent you off to war.
The 360.
I don't know. I never had a 360.
Now,
what was it called? It was a cool. It was a lot. It looks a lot like this one. That third person open world, yeah.
I've seen it a lot with these trailers of different types of lightsabers, like, the whole, 2-end thing, and then the dual wielding lightsabers and all that. I wonder if that's a thing just for this one or if it was a thing in the first one too. I haven't played the first one. I plan on it, but I haven't done it yet. I have it. It's on my PlayStation. I just haven't played it yet.
They got into some of the editing and some of the other
we have few hours.
I wish I could remember what the hell that game was called. They released it. It was on PlayStation 4 as well.
We will always be against us.
Battlefield 2.
Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah,
They had a lot of like editing and stuff you could do to your equipment. Not a ton, but
You weren't a Jedi in those games, right?
no, not through those. You were just a character. I wish I could remember what the one that I played was, where you were playing like a Sith that was training under Darth Vader.
That was Force Unleashed. I know that one. I love that game.
That was a great game.
That was the one where you pull a whole Star Cruiser out of the sky with the Force. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that game.
That was a fantastic game. And I like the second one as well.
Yeah.
That's what the one I was saying this reminded me of.
Mm-hmm.
Was the similar style of combat and stuff. Force Unleashed. Thank you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I can get behind that. I like everything about that. It's a Star Wars game. I'm curious to see. Battlefront was the other one. Force Unleashed was the one I was thinking about, though. That reminded me of this one.
Right.
I'm curious to see. I don't know, when you get that deep into the canon of Star Wars. I wasn't that deep into it. I read some of the big books. I've seen all the movies, obviously, and I know like all the in-betweeners and the TV shows and stuff. But when it gets to the deep lore into the book side of that universe, I didn't read a ton of it. So I'm curious about how they keep it all in canon with this Han Solo looking Jedi dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna once I finish Legend of the Dragoon, because there's no way I'm not gonna get all the way through. I'm like, I'd say more than halfway through it now. Since I played it before, I kind of know how it goes. So the original game was on the first PlayStation, had 4 discs, right? I'm at the point where I finished what would have been the second disc already. I'm in the third disc of the game. So I shouldn't have much left. I'll once I finish that, I'll play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order or something like that. Yeah, Fallen Order, I think is what it's called.
We've got 32 days for me. And in 32 days, when Tears of the Kingdom come out, that's all I'll be doing. That's all I'll be doing.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about that once you do.
He said he typed both of them before he realized Travis and I had already figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're in the chat, Matt. You don't get that direct Travis contact like I'm having right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a little bit jelly, but it's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't get that DTC, you know. I know he wants it, but can't have it today. It's all for you.
It's Will and Travis time today. Matt, you get all the Will time you want. Today's about me and Travis.
All right. So let's see. Let's actually stay in Star Wars and do another trailer here. So Star Wars Visions Volume 2. I never saw Volume 1. And honestly, I don't even know what this is about. But it was part of Star Wars Celebration. And that was a big thing. So let's just check it out, you know. See what you think. You might know more than I do about this.
Let's watch and see.
He's pretty cool looking. He's clearly evil, but
well, that's cool.
I want that sword.
Mm-hmm. It's like a lightsaber on steroids.
Everyone has an inner light.
Follow the light.
I always knew you were
Matt says I would like Volume 1.
What if you just
I
keep
don't
going?
know how true that really is, because on paper I should like all of Star Wars, but I really just
So she has special powers.
Can you get your porta potty off the starting line?
She's a total. Exactly.
okay.
May the force be with you. It's showtime. Whoa. The storm is approaching.
I'm intrigued by the different styles of animation.
Yeah, so it looks like what it is might be like an anthology kind of thing, where it's like all individual stories or something with different animations. I've seen other things like this.
That's amazing. Matt just put something in the chat. There it is.
Okay. That's
That
actually
makes
interesting to me. I'm
yeah, I could get
intrigued.
behind that.
I'm intrigued. Oh, May the 4th. Okay.
We cannot choose where our calling takes us. Only whether or not to answer.
I'll have to give Matt credit for this one. The man knows.
Nailed it. I might have to look into Volume 1 now. Was
Yeah.
Matt, while you're in the chat, was Volume 1 the same where they did the different artist every time? New, because I think that's a cool idea. Like the anime and the cell shading, and then the claymation, and then like the Clone Wars style, just pure CGI cartoon. I loved that. I liked how it bounced around.
Yeah, they did something similar with Batman. It was a thing Batman Year One is what I think it was called, where it was a bunch of different writers doing different things, and it was all anime kind of stuff. I don't even know if it was all anime, but they were all animated. Some I know at least were anime. Only consistency throughout all of them was that Kevin Conroy was Batman in all of them. But different stories all set around like Batman's first year, but are all different stories about Batman. And it was just like, oh, this is cool. They didn't do drastically different, like, the claymation and anime and CGI and all that kind of stuff. But it was still, different kind of studios doing different stuff with Batman stuff. And it's fun. It's on HBO Max right now. So if y'all want to take a look at that, you should. It's cool.
There's so much shit to watch. So much stuff to watch.
There is always so much to watch. And let's talk about some other stuff there is to watch, or some stuff that might take a little longer for us to get to watch. Actually, no, let's not do that yet. Let's stick with Star Wars and get all the Star Wars stuff done now since we're in that world. Star Wars Return of the Jedi is returning to theaters for the 40th anniversary. There was a new poster revealed as well. This article comes from comicbook.com from Jamie Jurek. The Star Wars celebration is currently in the midst of its, just finished its weekend, and the convention has already released some exciting news about the future of the franchise, ranging from new movies to the upcoming return of some favorite characters. You will also find people celebrating various anniversaries in the world of Star Wars, and one big one is on the way. May 25th marks the 40th anniversary of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. God damn. I knew it came out before I was born, but still, it's just like, sheesh, that's an old-ass movie.
Yeah.
The final film in the original Star Wars trilogy. In honor of this momentous occasion, Lucasfilm is re-releasing the movie in theaters later this month. Jabba the Hutt, speeder bikes, the Emperor and Ewoks, Star Wars Return of the Jedi is turning 40 and will make its own triumphant return this month. Today, fans attending Star Wars Celebration Europe 2023 were the first to learn that the beloved sixth chapter in the Skywalker saga, Return of the Jedi, is heading back to theaters. Its first official release in 26 years. Starting April 28th, Return of the Jedi will return. God damn it, comicbook.com. Return of the Jedi will return to select theaters in the US, UK, and other regions for a limited time, welcoming a whole new generation of fans to enjoy a full theatrical presentation of the iconic film for the very first time. As with the 40th anniversary screenings of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back in 2020, a striking new poster commemorating Return of the Jedi's theatrical return has been created again by artist Matt Ferguson. StarWars.com shared today. I will pull it up here so you all can see it.
It's a cool poster. I really like it.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like if Disney had made the original poster, that's what it would look like.
That tracks. Come on. There we go. There it is. That's the new poster, people. So yeah, April 28th, Return of the Jedi is coming back to theaters.
Love it. 1,000% will probably go see it. Are you a retro movie guy in the theater? If they re-release something or you have a chance to go watch something that you didn't see the first time in theaters, will you go back and rewatch it?
It depends. If it really tickles my fancy, and I just, really enjoyed seeing it on the big screen, or just always wanted to see it on the big screen, I do still appreciate the movie theater. So there are certain things I will.
I like the experience of watching a movie. So I think it'll be cool because once again, you and I weren't old enough to actually see this one in theaters. So
Mhm.
it'll be cool to get the whole theatrical experience. I'd want to know, are they going to play the original or the digitally remastered one with Hayden Christensen at it at the
They
end that
redid the face on
where they
Darth Vader.
the whole thing that caused that stir up? I'm curious to see like if it'll cause the stir up again, if they'll do the digitally remastered, Disney version of it that'll have all the bells and whistles that play into the rest of them, or if they'll just do the raw original copy from when it was released.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. It'll be like one of those wait till the end of the credits to see moments for us.
Indeed. All right. One thing, because you mentioned Hayden Christensen and Darth Vader, and that was a very angry young man, Will.
He was.
And when you're a very angry young man, a good way to, kind of curb that anger and make yourself a little happier, besides Adam and Eve, is with a dog. And when you have a dog, a good way to take good care of that dog is with dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supplies, shopping, and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friend. So go to dog.creatiaworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creatiaworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. The link is in the description.
Got the dog in him.
Do. Why must I be like that? Why must I chase the cat? All right. Let's get into another trailer here. Mix it up here. We went game last time, but we did both actually. Let's see if Disney comes for us again. Come on. I hate when it does this, because if you all are not aware, comicbook.com and IGN.com actually are always throwing up all these different ads and all that kind of stuff, and it slows down the browser. It's really fucking annoying. Honestly, I'm about to get an ad blocker. For a long time, I was against ad blockers because I'm like, these people, they need to make their money, and those ads are how they make their money. That's how these things keep existing. But this is frustrating.
There's a couple in the wrestling field that do it the same way. And it seems like as soon as you go to the desktop version on your computer, it makes me not want to go to their website anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. It's kind of like the same reason if I really like an artist, I still go buy the song or buy the album versus just streaming it on Spotify or whatever the case is. And I feel that way about some of these news sites. I'm like, I represent it, like you said, the ad blockers, but damn it, man. Like, I don't want to have to click 15 different X's to get to the article.
Exactly.
So
and then even afterwards, they're still loading up more stuff in the background that you're definitely not paying any attention to. But it's just like, just open up the website. You're spending all this bandwidth to put up all this other shit that I don't care about. Why isn't the article the priority here? Anyway, Agreed. I got it. So let's take a look at this trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy. The second trailer has just dropped actually earlier today, just like an hour or two ago. So
nice.
Let's see.
I don't want to grow up. I want things to stay the way they are.
Can't stop time, Wendy. Whether you like it or not.
Is Disney really turning 100 in 2023?
I believe so.
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
He was flying. A little bug did it.
I don't think that's a bug.
She is a fairy.
Are you Peter Pan?
Were you expecting someone else?
I can fly!
Second start of the writing, straight on till morning.
Is that
Neverland. Is this everything you dreamed of?
I could never have dreamed of this. What is this place?
No rules, no schools, no bedtimes, and most of all,
No growing up. Are you Wendy? Take a little.
Yeah, but we remember how that worked out for Animal Farm, right? Like kids running the place themselves, like that didn't go well.
Animal Farm, Lord of the Flies. I mean, Lord of the Flies is always my go-to.
Or Lord of the Flies. That's what, not Animal Farm, but still the same concept.
I know what you
like,
meant. Yeah,
yeah.
They killed Piggy. Like,
Yeah.
Don't touch my brother!
miss me?
Just like old times.
All your times are old, Captain.
Everyone, hang on!
Did you hear that?
Tinkerbell isn't white, so people are going to be pissed here. But
I'm sure it'll cause a meltdown
the world's going to end.
over the skin color of a fictional character of a fictional being.
Exactly.
The biggest adventure of all.
Yeah, coming to Disney Plus, people. So, if you are interested in Peter or his pan, you can go ahead and check that out.
That's one of those series for me that as I've gotten older, like it might be different for other people, but I guess a good way to, I aged out of Peter Pan stories. Like it's a cool concept. I still love Hook. That was an amazing movie. Robin Williams, rock star. But like I see that and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it's just another Peter Pan movie with another new, coat of paint, which might be cool.
Same story again. It's just
Yeah. So I mean, it might be cool for people that like, but I say that as I'm talking about spending what will probably cost me $20 to go see a movie I've seen 1,000 times just so I can see it in theaters.
In theaters, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get.
But the thing is about Peter Pan, the thing that I don't like about the Peter Pan thing they keep doing. One, they keep telling that same story, but like there are a lot of other stories that you could tell with Peter Pan. They just don't do, like the whole thing about how he cut off Captain Hook's hand and all that kind of stuff. Go back a little further and tell that shit. When
he was a fucking rebel, like.
Yeah.
Once again, talking about the conspiracy theories, there's this whole thing. If you talk about the lore of why Peter took over and made all the Lost Boys in Neverland, like he was a fucking little like anarchist.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, like Lord of the Flies shit. Like there's a reason why he says no bedtimes, no rules, because you were fucking wild, kid. You need parents.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, but I'm saying, like, they go to that kind of shit. That's more interesting than this same story they keep telling over and over again. When she goes,
how many times do you see him fly through Big Ben?
Yeah,
it's cool. It looks nice. CGI was great, but it's the same Peter Pan story that I watched 30 years ago when I was a kid.
Exactly. You can fly. You can fly. It's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you catch me on the right day, since it's on Disney Plus is streaming, I might watch it. I'm
sure it will get played in this house, so therefore vicariously I will probably at some point see part of it. That doesn't mean that I'm not. It's definitely not going to be one I'm going to sit down and be like, "Fuck yeah, that new Peter Pan joint dropped today, Travis." Like, no, that's not going to be on my list of things I watch the next time we talk.
Okay, let's get into some other news here. Apparently, Minecraft might be a threat to national security.
I love everything about that sentence.
So this article comes from IGN. Minecraft Discord server has leaked sensitive U.S. documents on the Ukraine war. Further research confirms that there are two versions of the leaked documents online. This article, like I said, comes from IGN, actually from IGN Southeast Asia, from Izatul Razali. So documents containing details of the United States strategies in supporting Ukraine against Russia have been leaked online and found on social media platforms, including Telegram and Twitter. The documents were first spotted on a Minecraft Discord server where users gather to discuss the popular video game. Minecraft is a virtual world made of blocks where players can explore, create, and fight off monsters, while players usually discuss organizing multiplayer lobbies in unofficial Discord server, one user leaked 10 documents with top secret markings containing sensitive information on the ongoing Ukraine war and how NATO would assist Ukraine. Upon open source intelligence firm Billingcat, which specializes in fact checking and research, reported that there were some lighthearted exchanges in the chat before one user nonchalantly attached the documents with the leaked information. Bellingcat also found that there are currently 2 versions of the leaked documents online, with the original one estimating Ukrainian losses throughout the war lower than Russian losses, and the other apparently edited one portraying higher Ukrainian losses. Responding to a tweet by another user who reported that the Pentagon is making efforts to get Twitter to remove posts containing classified information, Eric Totler, a researcher at Bellingcat, said censorship is pretty silly as it's everywhere now. The leak of sensitive information on the popular online gaming forum highlights the need for increased security measures to prevent the unauthorized release of classified documents. Oh boy, Will.
As much as I hate to say it, Travis, I'm not surprised at all by this.
Me neither.
Minecraft is the community where they took their game and they made it to where they built a functioning computer inside the game that ran Tor, and you could browse the dark web inside of a Minecraft server. You didn't have to download anything to your computer. You could sign into the server, walk your little Steve over to the computer, and it would log you into Tor. The Minecraft community is nuts. I walk around and I farm my wheat and my apples, and I'll feed my sheep, and I'll go mine for some diamonds. I play very vanilla Minecraft. These guys are outside of their fucking minds. Like, this is one of the, you want to talk about a rabbit hole you can go down. The Minecraft community is the deepest of video game rabbit holes, because the whole dropping confidential documents doesn't surprise me, because these guys are nuts.
Exactly. And the whole thing with video games in this whole space is not new. Like, it's 2023 now. So 11 years ago, Will, I wrote a script for a series that I was wanting to pitch at some point, but I don't even want to do it anymore. So I'll go ahead and throw it out here, because I just don't want to do this kind of story anymore. But it was about this kid, not really a kid. He was legally an adult, but got kicked out of college, and he was, he's from a, not so good neighborhood and all that kind of stuff. His parents had gotten killed and all that. And he ends up getting kicked out of school because, he's a hacker and he's always fucking with things at the school and all that. They kick him out. But he goes back and gets into the drug game. And he was going to be using video game servers and mods on PC games and all that kind of stuff to communicate with other people within his ring, because nobody's paying attention there. And that's how he made all of it work. Like, this is just like, and I'm sure that I didn't just make that up out of thin air. The idea from that came from somewhere. Like,
it's genius. Like my Clash of Clans group. I play Clash of Clans, the mobile game, completely encrypted like clan chat inside the game. You mean that somebody has to have thought of that? And if not, that's $1 million idea, Travis. Some plug somewhere is going to hear that, and they're like, I'm about like The Sims or something that's got like an open server based game.
Something that uses a lot of mods. That's the best way to do it, because it's impossible to keep track of all that shit.
Yes.
So it's just, yeah.
I think I'm about to change professions. I'm about to get back in the game, and I'm going to use Minecraft as my vessel.
There you go. There you go. Oh, man. But
Minecraft is crazy.
When you're in Minecraft, Will, you're modding, you're farming, you're dealing with the griefers. That's the thing, right?
No, but it's different. Yeah, they are. They're in the underworld stuff. You get tired. You get strained, like mentally stressed.
Exactly.
Like,
and you need a boost sometimes. And a good way to get that boost is with W, because W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. W contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. W has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. W also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. W uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives W its laser focus and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and the product will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes. W is also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So go to w.creatiaworld.com and use the code Creatia to receive 10% off your order today. That's w.creatiaworld.com and use the code Creatia. The link is in the description. All right. So back to the other news here. Marvel or DC?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Marvel here because I've read both the articles already.
So, Thunderbolts. It's receiving some major rewrites apparently because of Black Widow. Strangely enough, this article comes from Adam Bernhardt over at comicbook.com. Check it out, people. It's increasingly common for a number of writers to join a Marvel Studios film to polish the production script. Development on Thunderbolts is no different, as the team up recently recruited Beef showrunner Lee Sung-jin to come in and take a stab at the film script. I don't know how happy I am about that, but okay. Which was last written by Black Widow and Thor Ragnarok scribe Eric Pearson. While some rewrites are always expected on studio blockbusters, it turns out the changes on Thunderbolts may be more extensive than initially thought. According to a new report from insider Jeff Snyder, Lee has been charged with changing the entire script to make it more well-rounded. I heard that they scrapped the other guy's draft, Snyder said in the latest episode of the Hot Mic podcast via the Direct. One of the problems with that Thunderbolts draft was that it had a similar problem to what Suicide Squad had, the David Ayer one, in that it was too focused on the Black Widow characters who are going to be in Thunderbolts, and it wasn't an equal enough for the team. That's written badly there.
That was a very oddly worded sentence.
It just very much emphasized the characters we already knew. What changes will happen in Thunderbolts? So Lee revealed his involvement on the press tour for Beef, a Netflix series both he and the Thunderbolts helmer Jake Schreier worked on together. According to the writer, he's largely following Schreier's lead on the project. There's more to it, but they're just completely basically rewriting this thing because it's not balanced. It's going to be it was just focused on the Black Widow people for some reason. It's kind of like Suicide Squad, I guess, was too focused on Deadshot and Harley Quinn. So yeah, what you thinking about them rewriting Thunderbolts, Will?
To me, this goes back. We've talked about it. I'm pretty sure it was on here. It was either me and you or me and Vince, maybe. But we talked about how Disney went into the Marvel stuff and they're doing a quality over quantity approach. They're dialing some stuff back. They're not wanting to put as much out. They want to make sure everything they put out is AA plus. Mm-hmm. And I think this might be falling under that umbrella here, because bringing in multiple writers to hone in a script and to edit it and to get it down is one thing, but this guy, he came in and he said he's almost had to rewrite the whole thing. And the fact that in the article they mentioned how Suicide Squad syndrome, where they focused almost completely on Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang got left out, and so many key focal points were left out, and then they tried I get why they're trying to avoid that and making it appear to be more of the group. So I mean, I could get behind it, but it's set for release next year and they haven't finished the script, which means they're going to shoot and do everything for the entire thing in less than 12 months.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Movies get pushed all the time, though, so yeah, it'll probably get pushed.
Especially Marvel movies.
Yeah. All right. So last article we have on the docket here. I don't really need to get into this whole thing, but Peacemaker season 2 is going to be a while. He's not even going to start on until after Superman Legacy comes out. So we're going to be waiting for a while. It's going to be some years. So,
But it's a moneymaker. They know
Yeah.
that. They, as well as the first one did, John Cena's a bona fide star. So even if it takes a couple years, James Gunn knows this is an ace in his pocket. That if they start feeling, like they're bogging down or they're in a rut, fuck it. Peacemaker 2, make it rain.
yeah,
Because they know they're going to make money off of it.
exactly. All right, we got one more trailer we're going to do here, Will, and then we'll end this thing. So this is a video game trailer for Lord of the Rings: Heroes of Middle Earth. It's a gameplay trailer.
I'm into that.
Yeah, let's check this out. Should probably unmute it though. You hear it?
Yes, sir. Why does it look like Fable?
This is one I've heard of this game before, but I'd never played it before. This looks like a mobile game.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the loot boxes and all that kind of shit, the star rating on stuff. Yeah.
And the battle pass season
Yeah.
thing where you do your challenges and you get more skin and loot and stuff. That's definitely what it looks like.
It's a mobile game. And yeah, not interested.
Some mobile
I play
games.
play some mobile games, but yeah, that one just doesn't really do it for me. I'm not interested.
It looked like Fable. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Once again, that's one of those I don't yuck any yums. If you liked Fable and that was your thing, awesome. That's not my type of sci-fi fantasy style game when it looks that kind of cartoony, like it's just not for me.
Yeah.
It's just an image, like cosmetic thing, I guess is a good way to look at it.
Yeah, the visuals aren't what bothers me on that one. It just doesn't look fun. So I'm not down for that one. But what I am down for is all you people who are watching today. Thank you so much. Thank you again for being here, Will. But those of you who are watching later and not watching live, one place you can watch us live is on Twitch. You go to twitch.tv/Creatia World. And while you're there, you can subscribe as well. And if you subscribe to us, you can actually do that for free if you merge your Twitch account with your Amazon account, which gives you Prime Gaming, and that gives you one free subscription each month. We would really appreciate you give that to us. But if not, give it to your favorite Twitch streamer, whoever it may be. Just make sure you take the money out of Bezos' pocket and put it in somebody else's because he don't need it anyway.
Truth.
All right. Another way you can watch us live, though, is on YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World. You go there, you can actually hit that subscription button for free there, and that helps us out a lot anyway. So just do that. Subscribe on YouTube, and while you're there, ring that little notification bell. That way you know every time we drop a new video, every time we go live, and all that good stuff. So yeah, do that. Be a good little sub and ring that bell. Also, if you want to watch us later, if you are watching later, another way to do that, pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. This is actually the Warden Matt Ritter's favorite place for you to watch us. So if you want to make Matt happy, go to pornhub.com/model/Creatia World and watch us there. And when that PlayStation sex toy finally comes out, you can actually see somebody make a video using those things because it's going to be there.
That content is made for Creatia World.
I mean, honestly,
Matt's right. Max, I think he said it last week. Like that's the perfect niche for Creatia World.
You might be right. He might be right.
Matt 100% is right.
Broken clock's right twice a day. If you want to support us financially, a good way to do that is on Patreon at patreon.com/Creatia World. You go there, you can just drop $1. $1 a month is enough, actually. And what that does is that gives you our extra content. Return to Wrestling with myself and the Warden Matt Ritter, where we are going through old WCW stuff. Will has made an appearance on there before as well. But we just finished watching Road Wild 1997. We're coming up on Fall Brawl 1997. That's going to be the next one dropping very soon. Also, he hates Hulk Hogan, and him having to watch Hulk Hogan over and over again is the fuel that keeps me going. All right. You want to know
worth that dollar.
Exactly. It makes it worth the dollar, but also makes it worth it for me to do it. if nobody ever watched that content on Patreon, I would still get the satisfaction of knowing that I made Matt watch Hulk Hogan over and over again. You know, it's just, oh, it feels so good, Will. Also, on there, Multiverse, myself and Mara the Shark Watkins, we're going through animated comic book movies. We're working our way through the DC stuff right now. We just did Green Lantern Beware My Power. Next one we're doing is the Justice Society movie that's coming out pretty soon as well. So yeah, check that out. And also, what else do we have coming? Creators in Creation on YouTube is, a new episode will be dropping tomorrow. That one will be with artist extraordinaire Edmund Rufus Royster, one of the most talented artists I've ever seen in my life. Like his paintings are just like phenomenal. So looking forward to dropping that tomorrow, and he'll actually be a guest on the show on Wednesday. So
nice.
He'll be here on Wednesday. We'll talk nerd shit, and we'll, I'll throw in some stuff about his art and everything there too, because I like talking to him about his stuff because he's fucking dope. He's a bad motherfucker. But if you want to know more about us at Creatia World and what we do, you can go to creatiaworld.com. You go there, you find out all the good stuff. All the links to everything we do is there. But also, you just want to find out about who we are as people. Get to know me, the man beneath the man. The man behind the sunglasses. You go to creatiaworld.com. You want to know what's my favorite drink. What's my Hogwarts house. What's Mars' favorite ice cream. All that good stuff. Find out there. What's also there, but what you can also just do it on your own, is all the socials, which is Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. I'm not telling you how to spell world. You all know how to spell word. If you don't, I don't understand why you're here or how you're here or how you function, but cool. But Facebook.com/Creatia World. And while you're there, you can check out Facebook.com/group/Them Dragons. That is our official group for the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon world, where we just talk about all the stuff that's happening there. We drop memes in there. You got a cool picture of a dragon, you drop that in there too. I sure will, and I'll like it if you do. So check that out. But if you're a wrestling fan, we also have Facebook.com/groups/Smacking It Raw, the official Facebook for the Smacking It Raw podcast here in Creatia World. The Warden Matt Ritter, Vince Daddy Delgado, Katie Kinsey Bay, every Friday night at midnight, 11 o'clock Central. Occasionally Will be on there as well, because he is our honorary use. He just pops up on our content all over the place for some reason. But hey,
I'm the stand-in. Somebody's like, hey, we need somebody. Call Will.
Right. But Will, stuff about us. Where can they find you? What you got going on?
Travis, first and foremost, as always, thank you for allowing me to be the honorary use of all things It's Creatia World. I am the host and lead writer of Botchbots and Share Shots. You can find us at botchbotsandshareshots.com. Anywhere you do anything on the internet. The governing body that produces all of the Botchbots and Share Shots content is Rivet City Radio. We do everything from trivia to a chef show, and rolling tomorrow at 4:20 p.m. everybody's favorite time of day. We've got Nerdy News at 4:20. It's a weekly show where we're going to be discussing video game news and movie trailers. And my first guest tomorrow happens to be Lord Cusselot himself, Travis Pointer. So if you really liked what you see today, watch it again tomorrow at noon. And then at 4:20, come hang out with me and Travis and watch some video game trailers.
You should definitely do that. Embrace that, people. You all who watch us regularly know I don't do a lot of guest spots. So, I'm doing this one, and you probably won't see me do another one for a year. So hop on there and watch it. We will. That all you got?
That's it, boss.
All right.
I think we're ready to roll.
All right. Well, don't forget, you all can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cusselot. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Thank you all for watching. We will see you tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. But until then, we out.